Wait. Word up.
It's funny over the fight power.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, man.
Alright, keep it.
If I fumble the verse, keep going.
Who said that, Jeff?
Eminem. Saying a
Oh,
white,
did he really?
saying a white guy borrowed from Eminem.
I need a white guy.
Yo. It's another episode of the Beer Fans Podcast. Dummies in the house, and I got my hands with the dirt. My hands with the dirt. To my right, I got
I'm sorry.
know what you're doing right now.
I thought that you were doing a rap intro, so I was Justin Timberlaking it.
Beatbox. Fan of the goat. Get 40.
Sorry.
Alright, so it's your boy,
Get
Vic.
40.
Mr. Brown's here.
It's just the 25-year-old DJ Velas.
Anyway,
Despite the rumors.
Flash couldn't be here, but shout out to him. We may or may not have recorded some ignorant shit we left on his voicemail while he's out saving the world.
Definitely did.
We'll see if we add that to the episode.
Definitely didn't.
Saving the world and making a bag. Shout out to you, Flash. You're missed. Why she call back like in the middle of the
And another thing.
Deny.
We don't want you now. Your opinion is not valid. Alright, guys. So we got election season coming up. Election year. And throws up in mouth. Don't swallow. But anyways.
Spitters or quitters?
Our man Flash couldn't be
Nothing.
here today.
Nothing to do with elections.
Nothing.
Just erections. That's come on.
Why are we like this? You're childish.
I'm sorry. 25. I don't know what it is.
Our man Flash isn't here today, so we're going to take the opportunity to dumb this thing on down. Because when those guys gets going on the politics, they don't stop.
Yeah.
So, and because Flash is not here, we're going to talk about some politics, and we're going to spare you the debate. But when he comes back, y'all going to get that work.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna get that work and it's information y'all need. But
we're gonna ISO on Flash on the next episode.
In other words, if you feel the need to take a nice nap.
Oh wow.
So this episode is politics for dummies. We still got Vinny here. He's a wealth of knowledge. So we're just going.
Debatable.
I don't think so, Mr. Encyclopedia.
Oh.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
WikiLeaks. Damn.
Wow.
Shit.
WikiLeaks.
For the record, I am not on the run in the UK.
Sure you are. I'm convinced.
Spy.
Yeah, right.
So we're gonna dumb down this information for you. I got some questions about this election I want to throw out there because I'm ready to change my party. Seriously.
Yeah.
But
Wait, what are you?
I'm registered as a Democrat.
Oh.
Okay. Y'all don't mind saying what y'all registered as?
Do we?
Oh.
Does it matter?
Mr. Brown?
Skip me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess I'm registered Democrat.
Okay. You don't know? That's okay.
I'm not. I'm nothing. Felons can't vote.
You're not a felon.
He's a Republican.
He's a Republican.
No, I'm not a.
Well,
Okay, well, I think okay.
Well, I'm an independent, or in Maryland it's unaffiliated, but I've been that since 2010, contrary to popular belief.
Yeah. I can't ever tell what you are.
Exactly.
Spy.
You said what?
You're spy.
Spy.
Oh, I mean, I don't know what you are, comrade.
So that you are
Omega Red.
Hey.
What is the procedure with that then? Do you get to vote for both primaries?
So the answer is it depends on the state that you live in. So in Maryland was what you call a closed primary state. So you can only vote in the primary that you're registered for. But thankfully, in Maryland, it's pretty easy to change your political affiliation. So and go to the website because I can't remember like the last date you can before an election, but it's better than a lot of states. So, say you want to vote in, I don't know, the Republican primary, but you're registered as a Democrat or unaffiliated, then you can just go on the website, change your affiliation, and then you can vote. And
I'm sorry, that's so easy. That's crazy.
I mean, I think being closed primary states is dumb, but like as far as being a closed primary state is good because in New York, was it 2016 when Hillary was the nominee, they changed it to where it was like you had to be like you had to change your registration like 3 or 4 months before. When no one knew, and they changed the rule when no one was looking, but we'll wait for Flash to come back to have that conversation.
Yeah, don't go too deep.
Yeah, right.
But yes,
just a tip.
Not balls.
Right,
not balls deep.
Yes.
But
can't get pregnant that way.
I lived in Virginia for a while, and Virginia is an open primary state, so it didn't really matter what you was registered as. You could just go vote in the primary, which I think is cool.
I think
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But wait, Vinny.
But you're not either or, so.
No, I'm politically homeless.
So what happens when it's time for you to vote?
So in general, it doesn't matter what you're registered as long as you're registered, you can vote.
Okay.
But it's primaries where it matters if you live in a state that's a close primary state like Maryland.
Hi, Vinny. My name is...
Do you like violence? Do you want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids?
Hi, my name is Jim, and I'm just your average voter. But I don't really know too much about political parties or what my political party stands for. Can you please explain what's the best way to get my vote in? Thank you.
Oh.
Well, Jim, since we're in Maryland... George. Okay, George Michael.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Did he die?
Yeah.
He
passed.
Oh, wow. R.I.P. No, I think the best way to do it is, depending on your state, find out, go to the website or whatever, figure out how to register to vote there. A lot of places, like Maryland, and I keep bringing up Maryland because that's where the fuck we live, will automatically register you to vote, or actually, if you want to register to vote, when you go get your driver's license or your ID, which is pretty cool. It makes it easier for you. If you don't know what party you want to be affiliated with, whether you're in an open or closed primary state, just click on affiliated or independent or whatever your state says. I think it's that simple. I don't really care what party you're a part of, as long as you vote your interest. But, yeah.
Hi, my name is Sharon.
Wow.
And
don't that sound like the Biggie song "Kicking the Door"? Hi, this is such and such from New Rochelle, and
hi, my name is Sharon, and I am a registered voter. But what should I look for in a candidate that I want to vote for?
See, this is a question we should wait for Flash to come back for.
Who's Flash?
But from my personal perspective, I think you should think about the things that you care about and look for the people that closely represent what you care about. So whatever that might be. Yeah, I think it's that simple. What do you care about, and who closely represents it, and if they represent it, vote for them. Yeah, Cheryl.
No, I'm sorry. This is Connor. So I hear you talking all this foolishness up here about voting and things like that. Now, my question is, we got our election stolen from Mr. Trump. So my question for you is, do you think the election was stolen? Is my question to you. And is January 6th, was it justified? And what's going to happen?
It's a lot of questions, sir.
What's going to happen? I can't count to one. So. And also, what do you think is going to happen with Mr. Trump with all these charges pending against him? You can ignore the first two questions. Those are pretty much self-explanatory. But please answer the third question.
All right. So noting that yes, there was an insurrection on January 6th or whatever you want to call it. And what was the first question?
I clearly said to ignore the first two questions and please answer the third question. What do you think is going to happen with Mr. Trump and all these pending charges?
Well, one of the pending charges has been adjudicated.
I'm sorry, what?
One of the pending charges has been decided.
I'm sorry, what?
They said that nigga guilty.
Oh, I use that word too. Thank you.
Oh my
I
God.
understand that very clearly.
Oh God.
No, so yeah, one
That
of
whole voting thing needs to be redone.
you said the whole
Voting
Way to
thing?
vote.
Yeah, it is interesting. I mean, but yeah, there are people like that have those thoughts out there. So I know we were joking and playing around, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, if you're asking me what I think, like in a court of law, a judge said in open court that Donald Trump definitely did in fact try to grab a woman by the pussy, and he fucked around and found out. Not only can you not grab a woman by the pussy because that's sexual assault, it's illegal, but he also found out that you can't say, nah, that bitch ain't even my type, and not have to pay $10 million in one settlement and $83 million in another settlement. So that is what it is. That said, on the other side of that, it is interesting that the motherfucker with, what is it, 91 indictments or charges,
Yes, that is correct.
and however many pending trials, is polling closely to the current incumbent president. I know that people think it's a good thing that recent polls say that Joe Biden is slightly ahead, but I think that's a concern. Like, so Vilas, if you as a DJ, or Melodies, you as a DJ, was vying for gigs, and the person you constantly kept bidding against, where it was a close call whether you got the gig or not, was someone who is known to just like not only be a shitty DJ, but also like have like issues of professionalism with their clients. Wouldn't that be a concern of you? Like wait, let me look internally. Like what's wrong with me, such that they're seriously considering this person over here. And again, I think we are venturing dangerously close into the realm of where Flash should be here for this.
I'm sorry, this is Connor again. I apologize. I just turned off my Luke Holmes CD.
So irritated.
I got a question for the rest of the cast members over here.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you feel as though the state of our country is going?
Was that chewing tobacco, Connor?
Yeah. I have wooden teeth, so it don't matter.
Damn.
So I like to ask the Khaled gal, Melodies, is that your name?
God.
Spell Connor, can you spell Khaled?
I'm
Wow.
DJ Khaled.
All right.
Where as though do you feel as though the country is going? And I like to extend that question to the Brown fellow, Mr. Brown.
I think right now America's in a state where they're trying to like scramble to gather itself. Like I feel like over these last 3 presidents, that shit just has gone out of control.
Obama was the same.
Okay. I just feel like it's more and more becoming more of the have and the have-nots, and people are kind of just for their own interests and what is important to them and what's going to keep them in power and keep them getting money even when they don't have the title. Like, I feel like it's a lot of that. It's no longer about the people and the Constitution and the founding fathers. Like, we're straying away from that, and I don't want to say no one's in control because there's someone obviously in control, but someone's obviously in control. But I feel like it's no longer. This is going to sound so horrible. It's no longer about America. It's not it's not America first.
Yeah.
It's whatever family's running it, and them trying to maintain that power. So I feel like we got a shift going on, and it can be done, but it's just going to be like probably very painfully done. I think we're gonna have to go like to hell and then build it back up. That's what it's feeling like. I don't want to do that. I would rather like stop it now. Like, hey guys, let's do it for America, but this time include the blacks. Like, we don't want to be slaves, and the women are not trying to go to handmaid's tale. So let's try to build it back up. And I don't think we're really going to get that through the two parties, Democrat or Republicans. I feel like it's going to take some outside party or some outside person or whatever to try to really get the people together. And I just hope that person doesn't get assassinated before they take office.
Brown fella. What do you think?
Brown fella. Oh my God. I mean, I'm a co-sign most of what you said there, pretty much. But I mean, politics just in general gives me so much anxiety. Like, just thinking about it, because I'm someone who's definitely very concerned about the future of the world as a whole, really, but particularly America. Yeah, it definitely feels like we're going down like it's definitely, to me, felt like things have gone downhill, just across the board with quality of life. Like, in so many aspects, the housing market, people, it's tough to get, trying to get like a job, getting a home, like, the whole idea of the American dream, right? The whole idea of the American dream to me just feels like, I think people are now realizing that it was a fantasy. That nuclear system of having the perfect family.
Fantasy, it was 1 point something a thing.
Maybe. It seems like it seeems so much less attainable these days.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's evolved. Absolutely. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mid 20th century, it was 1000% like not only the perception, but for a lot of people, the reality.
Yeah.
But
I just think like I guess I definitely agree like that. I wish that there was more than the two-party system we have here currently. I think eventually, I don't know if it'll be in our lifetime, but I do think eventually there's going to be another party, or the two parties are going to end up getting split. Because that's kind of where it is now, I think, with both sides. I think like the I agree with that.
It was no party. Like, you might have a couple people for the Democrat, a couple people for Republican, a couple people for the Independent, and everybody gets to vote. Like, even as a Democrat, I'm going to vote which Republican can run. Yeah. Like, I feel like it should be a little like that.
This is sidebar, Vim. I'm gonna cut you off. Sorry, but I was gonna say. So I know like certain states, like New York, does ranked choice voting, right? But they did ranked choice voting. Is that's like a thing? Like
So yeah, I'm not sure if New York does it, but yeah, what Melodies was describing does sound kind of like ranked choice voting. I think that could definitely.
You think that would be beneficial, or you think that would be a good thing or a bad thing in the long run? You think more states should do that, or?
So, as ranked choice voting is currently done, I don't know if that's the answer, but I do like the idea that Melodies are saying, in the sense of that primaries are open, and it's kind of like you vote for who you think like you rock with, like because a lot of primaries is, if you're going to be honest, is just like the vibes, like who got the vibes that I want, and a lot of times in primaries, what you wind up seeing is candidates in primaries going as far extreme into their base as they can possibly go in order to win their approval.
And then you got to walk it back.
In general, they walk a lot of that shit back, which seems disingenuous to a lot of people.
They walk it back.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing there.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, but I just think like with the two parties that we have currently, I think really both sides honestly are kind of fighting for. I think there's a battle of what is the soul of the party. So I think that's why I think eventually it's going to lead to a split, because obviously on the Republican side, it's the loud. I don't know if they're the minority necessarily, but the louder part of the party is clearly that MAGA, Trump, Tea Party, super conservative shit that's like become the face of the Republican Party, whereas the more moderate or sane Republicans are they've almost kind of fallen to the wayside. So it's like as a battle with them, like, okay, how because how extreme do we want to go with this MAGA shit? Because it's like that's on that side. On the Democrat side, I feel like it's kind of a similar shift to not as much, but there's a battle between like the more progressive wanting to get shit done party versus the old guard, the status quo, again, moderate Democrats. I think there's a the people who also, I guess, who follow Bernie's, I'll say Bernie's side mostly. Like there's a progressive wing in the party that is tired of being shut down by the establishment.
Vilas, what say you?
About just our voting system, or
what do you think of the state of the country? The state of the country.
Oh, the state of the country. I didn't believe Connor referred to me, but
so
I don't. I mean, like I don't want to put that energy into the universe, but I mean, I feel as though that other guy we don't like might take it just because people just become like I always said that person is a proof that politics has failed us, that the system is so broken that we had to look to a reality star who's known to be a jerk off. We didn't know to what extent, but but because he was so not what we're used to with politics, we're like, well, what does he got to say? What can he do for us? You know what I'm saying? So the fact, and then he introduced us to, this way of thinking where you can just say whatever you want, and people call research just literally looking up what you want to find, and you call it research. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he's the ultimate failure of our country, and the fact that could become a possibility again. I mean, it's a scary thing, but I don't want to say it is what it is, but it's just that I don't have faith in our people, like, and I'm not saying black people, I'm saying people in general. We so and me personally, I don't know too much about Biden. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into politics like that, but I just know that I woke up every morning and wasn't reminded every day that Biden was the president. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't on the news every other day for being a total fucking idiot. So, so the fact that a person like that is in danger of losing the presidency to a person who is clearly destructive, clearly doesn't care about anybody but himself, and people see that, like his supporters see that, and they still want him back in there. I heard a man on the news the other day saying that we need a dictatorship.
Wow.
And I'm like, you don't even understand what a dictatorship is.
And that's where my fear is
in front of the news.
We have a dictatorship that's never going to end. It's going to always be there.
And I think that's what my fear.
But these are the voters.
These are the
voters.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
I mean, so this is. I don't want to. I guess I don't want to be like super like in defense of the Democrats. They've definitely got some fuck shit. But I think my fear is if Republicans ever get control of all three branches of government in one time, which they're close to. Obviously, they got the Supreme Court right now, which is mostly conservative. Right. And if shit lines up the way they would like, I think some people. Some people think it's like fear mongering, but I would not be surprised if they want to push for it to become more of a dictatorship, because they know that their views on certain things are not popular across the country. Like the fact that we didn't have like this red wave that people were talking about might have come with the past two. What was those elections? Not the primary. Oh my God, what were those elections called? The last two, like one in 2022 and 20.
The
midterm elections. Midterms. There we go. Because really, people, I think like they should have done a lot better. I mean, they I think they were able to make some gains, but not as many gains as people were thinking would possibly, because I think it's because solely they sunk their horse into this abortion shit, and that's what because they really, I think honestly, if they didn't do that, we would be, I think there were a lot more the Republicans would have won those races. You know what I'm saying?
So I will say this: everybody in the room, just take a second, take a deep breath. And I say that because
pass the blunt.
That's good shit, right? No, I say that because, so to do this is what annoys me about this whole the fate of democracy is on this election bullshit that the Democrats are trying to do as their whole campaign platform. So, does anyone in here know what it takes to to pass a constitutional amendment?
Well, it has to be proposed, right?
It has to be proposed.
Mm-hmm.
House and Senate has to meet about it.
Okay.
Right? And then vote on it.
How many votes are required to pass it?
Is that a majority vote?
No. Simple majority would be 50.1%. It's 2/3.
So
It's either 2/3 the vote of the Senate or 2/3 of state legislatures would have to ratify for it to be a constitutional amendment that's added to the Constitution. So, as far as this dictator bullshit, look, it's not gonna happen. The last near filibuster-proof majority was 2009 when Obama first took office, and even they couldn't get things done, with their majority. In 2017, when Trump first took office and Republicans controlled both houses of Congress and Trump was in the executive branch, controlling the executive branch, they couldn't get things done. It took 2 or 3 votes in the Senate before that nasty ass tax cut got put into law, right? So I don't think we got to worry about that, right? But I think the important thing, when you talk about politics for dummies, quote unquote, air quotes, is I asked a question on one of our prior episodes of who in here, everybody that was in the room at the time, who knows who their congressperson is, who their local state legislature people were, and stuff like that. And I think that's the important thing to teach about when it comes to politics for dummies. The people at your state, and this is gonna sound mad, people have said this a bunch, so it's gonna sound whack, but the people on your state and local elected offices are the people that have more of an impact on your life than anything. The motherfucker that runs the school board has more of an impact on your life than whoever the fuck is in the office. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
you're right.
I think when it comes to politics for dummies, understand, do your research and understand who represents you on these different levels of shit, right? Legislature, school board, executive branch at your local levels, in Baltimore County is Johnny O, but in the city is Brandon Scott for mayor, and then who's your?
She's running for Senate, Johnny.
Oh, is he? Mm-hmm. Right. So that means there's going to be a new executive, unless there's rules that says he can run for both. So understand those things and know what your district is. And I say that because I used to be represented by John Sarbanes, who's retiring, but when they did the redistricting after the what's that shit called, the census, they shifted his district, his legislative district. So I'm no longer in his district. I'm represented by someone who is a very embedded incumbent that no one's going to put up the $5 million it costs to challenge him. You know what I'm saying? And so John Sarbanes now, his race, some guy who, no disrespect, but some guy who was one of the officers during the January 6th, whatever you want to call it, is running for that seat, for example. I have no idea what his policies are or what he stands on, but that's the important race, and I thought that's what I was going to vote on, but I'm not because of where I live. Know who those people are, And when you look at those maps and you see how weirdly the lines are drawn,
Crazy.
Crazy.
ask
They
yourself,
make no sense.
hey, wait a minute.
Other than who lives there.
Right, like why is this shit drawn this way, all weird and shit? And then when people say that like Republicans be like trying to like disenfranchise voters, ask yourself, well, if Republicans are the only ones that are always trying to disenfranchise voters, then why is it that Maryland's like congressional lines, like the way they drew their districts, was challenged in the Supreme Court for gerrymandering? The Supreme Court opted to not but this is the same case, just like North Carolina for Republicans, and the Supreme Court opted to say, hey, hands off. You can do political gerrymandering as long as you're not doing it by race or any other thing that's a protected class. But ask those questions, and then when you have those questions, go ask the motherfuckers that's elected, and if they can't give you a straight answer, vote against them, vote them out. And I don't want to say it's just that simple, because again, like I said, it'd be like $1.5 million to $5 million for somebody to run for Congress. It's like 10, 20 million to run for Senate, depending on how much focus is on your race.
It's crazy.
Presidential elections, they anticipate that the political spending for this upcoming 2024 cycle is going to be over $1 billion. So,
insane.
These are
That's
numbers
crazy.
that
right.
regular motherfuckers like people in this room can't even
That's
conceptualize.
why you keep hearing all these business people running
Right.
for to be president. Like, I got $30 million to just waste on this election.
Yeah, 30. Michael Bloomberg in the 2020 election cycle spent over $100 million
That's right, yeah.
running for president,
Mhm.
and everybody, including him, knew he wasn't going to
But that's crazy. So you I mean, I guess if you have it to burn, whatever. But it's like, what's the salary of a president is what? As a
Like
It's only
president?
like
$500,000 or
it's
something
a
like
Yeah.
$5,000 like that.
So it's like, what? I mean, so is it just that you don't have enough money now, or money is just so
Money's not an issue.
right?
You become the most powerful and most important person.
And you
in
put
the
that
world.
in your life resume.
And you set yourself up for when you're done.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So help your friends
Your
out and stuff.
relationships of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
So
can make even more money when I'm not president.
I would say to the regular person, politics for dummies. What matters to you? If you can, I don't know, because motherfuckers be busy, right? Like kids got homework.
Life be life.
Life be lifing. Fucking $4.95 is crazy. Trying to get home and get to daycare before they charge you by the minute. It's up, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can find the time to carve out time to go, just don't be on the school board, but just go to a
meetings.
school board meeting.
Looking
And
at
when-
my hair is coming up.
And when you hear some fuck shit, where it's like that don't make sense, raise your hand. Excuse me. Can you expand on that? And if they can't, or they won't, kind of like a previous episode we did where Fox 45 did that whole report on the schools, and they was like, hey, we went to the meeting, and it was like, what's up with this, and they wouldn't answer. Ask yourself, what's going on here?
Yeah.
These people work for you.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's forgotten. That's
Yeah.
forgotten.
And I think you hit the nail on the head there. I think what I wish is for people to get more engaged with their local stuff. I feel like people don't really pay attention to shit until the presidential elections, to be honest.
That's true.
And you know what I'm saying? And that's where people that's where people really fuck it up at, because it's like you said, if you can't the shit going on in your home state is going to directly impact you way more. I don't know what's going on the federal level. So it's like,
Unfortunately, people don't pay attention until when it's affecting them. So me, I've always been interested in the well-being of schools, but never as much as now, since I have a child he's been affected by these schools.
Right.
Now I'm realizing they got the board meeting, they got recordings of every board meeting on the website that you can listen to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They have these meeting dates that you can come to and speak and voice your opinion, but you really gotta be proactive in trying to find this. It's not just on your Instagram feed.
Yeah, it's not easy. Yeah, I definitely think it's not easy. Right.
For Board of Education, they're like, it's kind of like purposely, you gotta seek it out.
Yeah, and I wish that it's there, but you gotta. It's not. It's not super accessible.
Yeah.
And
advertising
yeah.
you to come to our meetings.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But we can't say you can't come.
Right. Absolutely. And I wish that, and that's what, when it comes to politics for dummies, that's when I feel like to get people more to care, or to get people to like have more of an incentive to like want to participate, it needs to be, sadly it has to, I wish it was it needs to be more accessible,
even when it comes to your district. If you're the type of person who is a renter, you might live in that one district for a short period of time, and then you move to another apartment and you're in the whole other district, so you're not even in a place for a long period of time to get to know what's going on and who you should be voting for. Like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I ain't perfect. I'm like, I'll admit, like, most of, like, I've voted pretty much almost every election. Yeah, I think since I've been like in my 20s, I've voted in like every election. But I can admit, like, even with the local stuff, when it comes to the judges, I'll be feeling, you know, the part where you got to sit like judges. I don't even be knowing. That's on me. So I'm like, so that's me. Yeah. Right. So that's on me. So I was like, you know, so we're all guilty of it to a degree. I think even the most person who say they're very politically active or whatever, I think it's rare that someone's going to know every single person, you know, a person in charge when, you know, when you go to the ballot. So
no one knows.
So
that's not by mistake. You know, but
speaking of not knowing, real quick, I do want to run down who is running for the Democrats and Republicans in the third party. We got for the Democrats is Biden and Williamson.
Marianne Williamson.
And Phillips. What's his first name?
Dean Phillips.
That's for the Democrats. And we got Trump, Haley, and Binkley.
Haley. Is that the one that used to work for? That's the one that used to work for Trump, right? Or
she
worked for the party.
She was like the U.S. ambassador for NATO or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And the former governor of South Carolina, who as of this recording is like holding their primaries. The Democratic primaries were held before this recording, and the Republican primaries will have been held probably around the time that we release this. So.
And then for the third party, independent party, we got Robert Kennedy, Cornel West.
Robert Kennedy.
I thought he
Junior. Not to be confused with the RFK that was assassinated in the 60s.
Excuse
me? Joe Stein.
Joe Stein going so long.
Joe Stein always running for president.
It's a Tuesday for him.
Right.
Go ahead.
And isn't it like libertarian and Green Party too? Like, are they? That's.
Yeah, I think Joe Stein is Green Party.
I think she's Green Party. I would think.
I can't remember.
I don't know who's libertarian.
But I think that does bring up an important point. A lot of people will say you need to vote for Democrat or Republican because anything else is a waste of vote.
Yeah, you definitely hear that.
And the people who like want you to vote Democrat will say, therefore, anything like if you vote for Republican or not at all or a third party, that's a vote for Trump. Therefore, you must vote Democrat. And then the Republicans will say something similar. And I'm here to tell you, that's your vote. You vote how the fuck you want to vote. You don't have to vote for one of the quote-unquote major parties. You also don't have to vote if someone represents you. They still are employed by you. You pay taxes. And even if you don't pay taxes for whatever reason, you're an American citizen.
Mm-hmm.
You're their boss. Like, so you can still hold them to task for whatever dumbass shit they doing and all of that.
Yeah.
That's just my perspective.
I just know that I'll always remember that fucking song with that guy, the rich man, West of Virginia. I think that song was called.
Oh yeah, that was a bar.
It was so. I'll give a brief history of this. So it was this guy. No one knew who the fuck he was, and like you look on the Billboard charts one day, and this motherfucker's at number 1, and he's the very first person, the very first artist to not have any background at all in music.
Richmond North of West.
Richmond North of, yes. Which is making another wording for people.
Working all day.
Played in the
overtime hours.
speech.
Yeah.
Bullshit
So like,
thing, so I can sit out here
the song
and
is
waste
labeled
my
the working
life.
man song because it's all about, just what politics have just failed us. Like the government has failed us. Like I'll never forget the one line he says that you're taxed to no end. Your dollars ain't shit. Men out here working themselves to their grave. Like, and that's real shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I think that, what y'all saying that, these politicians need to remember that they work for us. That's long gone. That because of all the hoopla of the spectacle of what politics have become, like they feel as though like they've lost touch with reality. You know what I'm saying? And also, I'll never forget when 2020 hit, the one guy who was a Republican was taped behind closed doors, behind a closed door meeting, yelling at his party saying, y'all really trying not to give out these stimulus checks or whatever, increase the amount or whatever. Like, what has happened to us? Like, what are we doing? We're supposed to be working for the people, and you guys are finding ways to not help them. Like, that's, and this guy was like screaming to the top of his lungs. And I think that a lot of people have lost just faith in politics. I know I have. I don't even, I'm just like, a guy loses by 3 million votes and he still wins. It's like, what do you if you didn't tell me he didn't lose by 3 million votes, then I wouldn't care. It's like, all right, well, he won the electoral vote, whatever. But then, you tell people flat out that your vote doesn't matter. Like, you voted for this one person, but we're choosing. We're going to use whatever tactics we can to elect this guy. So I think a lot of people have really lost faith in just voting in general. You know what I'm saying? And that's a sad thing because that's what we fought for in the Revolutionary War. To vote. And have our votes count. And now it's destroyed.
So there's some that would say that you should vote for the lesser of the quote unquote evils, and you may not be getting this and that from this person, but at least they won't do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to describe that perspective as best as I can because it's not one that I share, but look, yeah, you could take that approach, I suppose. You could say, well, when Donald Trump was president, I experienced A, B, C, D. So therefore, he might have grabbed the woman by the pussy and had to pay her $93 million.
I'm sorry.
But hey.
That's an expensive pussy, boy. $94 million.
It is.
I ain't never wanted that.
But hey.
Oh, of course.
He sent me stimmies or my business fared better or whatever the situation was. What?
He rapes what he saves.
He rapes what he saves. Now, some might say, hey, Joe Biden might have said to me as a black person, if I got to decide between him and Trump that I'm not black, he might have questioned my blackness. He might or might not have anything in my interest. But hey, at least he won't, I don't know.
Make me a slave.
Make me a slave or whatever thought process is.
At least he shows a slither of compassion, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. It's just,
does he?
I don't know. But he plays the
He's
role.
not telling people to get over it.
He plays the role. I don't know what. Well, who knows where these people are?
But I think that's a good point. Like that's the like whole perspective thing. Like some people might feel that way. Like, well, at least he's nice about it.
The pressure of voting between the two evils hit differently depending on who you are. Like a white man could probably literally vote between the two evils, and that's it. But we gotta vote between the two evils, and we got a level of race on it. It's like, okay, what if? I'm not saying he is, but what if you wanted to vote for Trump, but you can't because this man is a racist? I can't, off of the strength of that, I have to vote for this other party, even though that's the same thing. Nothing's going to change if I vote for this one party. Everything could change if I vote for the other party, but also I could become a slave again.
Well, imagine being Muslim, and no one in this room is Muslim, right?
No, on top of that.
Yeah.
So imagine being Muslim, and it's like, well, Joe Biden is the current president while what's going on in Gaza is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump was the former president who like, you know, had the whole like Muslim ban and all the things that came with that. And Nikki Haley, who has the most remote of possible outside chances of becoming the GOP nominee, that said on record in interviews, like, well, I think Palestinians should like probably try to make their way to Egypt. You know what I'm saying?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So you might agree with some of the policies, but then you're going to be banned from the country.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine being Muslim in this situation. There's nobody that fucks with your position. Like that's a tough position to take, and I think that it's important to appreciate the conundrum that a growing amount of voters have, that at least for president anyway, there's no good choices. And I can't even say at least for president, because if the asshole motherfucker that is like, you know, your current congressperson is an asshole, but he's running unopposed, you effectively have no choice.
No choice.
You know, so like, and you know, I summarily dismiss the perspective that people say, well, then if you got an issue with it, then just run. Okay, give me $3 million. I got you.
No problem.
I'm gonna run. But
It's on credit.
I think this particular political cycle, I'm not, I'm not gonna say excited, but I think I'm more so ready for like the 2028 cycle, because I think this is because because everybody keeps complaining about like these old white men running the country, but the younger candidates are not really getting the support they need to get to the next level. And I think with that next election cycle, obviously, I think it's going to force, not force, but we need to see who's ready to step up on both sides. Really, both sides. I think, there's younger candidates out there that I think that, don't have that machine or like that, whatever it takes to like really get them, to get them to the next level. You know what I'm saying? We are, because everybody's tired of these old people. But like, and I don't mean sound ageist, but
no, fuck that.
But I mean, but even with the last election cycle, right? Who did like who actually did well? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when the Democrats on the primaries, right? It was. For a while, obviously it was Biden ultimately ended up getting it, but it was Biden and then Bernie and then to a lesser degree Elizabeth Warren. All three of who are 70 plus. 70 years old.
They ain't got no riz.
No,
but
you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, and then, and it's just like, like, what can a 70-year, someone that, they've lived such a different life, and the shit we're going to have to deal with in our lifetime is shit they're not going to have to deal with. They'll be gone. There's like the whole climate change shit, like,
Yeah, they don't care.
They ain't going to be here much longer. So I'm what I'm saying, whereas us, like, millennials, Gen Z, Gen X, what I'm saying, people who are around, if the planet's still around, at least for the next 50 years, it's something we got to seriously, but really the next 10 years is critical. So, I'm more ready for like who is, if we're just going to have to deal with Democrats and Republicans, I'm ready for the next leaders to make their face and step up.
But that brings up a good point. What was it? Charlemagne said something along the lines of this election. Charlemagne said that this current election is between, what was it? The the coward, the crook, and the couch. And it seems like the couch.
And the couch.
And it seems like the couch is going to win because a lot of people are not going to vote because they like who. None of these people like really represent me.
Well, so you want to talk about politics for dummies? I mean, this is the real thing for dummies. Like, whether you vote or not, I think a lot of people, a lot of average people, are looking for this utopia that just doesn't exist. Like they thought we were going to get this with Obama. Like Obama was going to save black people or
They
whatever.
feel like I was going to die when he was the president.
Who? No, I agree with that. But like, I'm always a big believer of, well, there's a quote that apparently I can't talk about this person, but
Just do it.
no,
Just do it.
absolutely not. But you know who I'm talking about. You know who I like. He said, and he's right. He was like, it doesn't matter who's in office. You got to worry about your own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. Now, of course, there are certain aspects of life that will affect you who's in government, but you can't wake up every morning thinking about who's in office and if they're going to save you, because they're not. You know, they're clearly not. You know, you gotta. That's the main thing for dummies. You know.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I mean.
You're going to save me, but don't stop me.
Well, I mean, with that, they can only stop you but so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, so if minimum wage is $16, I think it's $16 now. You know, no matter how much they raise it, it's not going to pay your bills.
Yeah, I think the perspective from that is if I'm thinking about what minimum wage is,
Mm-hmm.
I need to shift how I'm making.
That's a problem. That's a problem. You shouldn't be worried about minimum wage. So that's what I'm saying. That's part of the utopia I'm talking about, where you hope a minimum wage to be $35 an hour. Probably, but then your interest rate will probably go up and all that kind of stuff. Everything else will go up, so it doesn't matter. And by the way, if they do increase it $35 an hour, you'll still be taxed to hell, so it won't matter anyway.
And if it's increased to 35,
Working poor. That's the classes.
right? If it's increased to $35 an hour, that means that's the floor that anybody that has a job can make. So it becomes effectively devalued.
Right.
So I'll put it. I'll say this. All right. So if we're concerned about things like minimum wage in your individual life, collectively we should worry about these things.
Sure.
But in your individual life, if you're worried about like what the minimum wage is, or you're worried about like what how vibrant is the middle class and stuff like that, then maybe I'm worried about the wrong things. When there's like factors at play that I could potentially benefit from. Like you'll see situations like I've seen this guy. There's this guy on Instagram that talks about how unaffordable housing has become between 2020 and 2023, and how hard it is to secure a house because you got to make like $130,000 a year to qualify for a mortgage. Blah blah blah, yakety yakety, right? And the main takeaway from that for me isn't, I don't think the takeaway that I think he intends, but the takeaway for me is, well, if I'm worried about how much it takes to qualify for a mortgage, then I'm already like starting from a disadvantage.
Right.
Because there's never an incentive to help the masses but so much. And I'm trying not to get all conspiracy theory here. But like,
well, I mean, it's true. Like they're gonna look out for to a certain extent to just say that they helped.
just enough to get votes.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the real lesson for dummies. You vote for who you want to vote for, but at the end of the day, you live with yourself, you die by yourself. So you have to do life is always going to change. So you can the only thing you can do is make yourself, evolve yourself in your life as best as you can. Beyond, so you don't even have to worry about politics. You don't even got to worry about if the market goes up for housing? Well, I mean, if you make a decent wage for yourself with work and whatever you do outside of work, then there won't be a problem.
How about acknowledging the fact that the way that we make money is based off of scarcity?
Right.
If you ever achieve a scenario where everybody is able to have some level of equity in the system, then no one achieves the level of quote unquote wealth that they actually want. Because wealth infers you have more than most.
Right.
So how can I have wealth if there aren't a certain subset of people and a certain percentage of people that have less than me? My market power is diluted by the amount of people who have the same amount or close to the amount of money that I have. All right. Anyway, what's your takeaway from that?
I was gonna say.
Time out. Hi, my name is Tia, and I've been listening to you guys, and I just want to know, like, what's the takeaway from all this? Like, guys, what does this mean?
All right. Well, Melodies, what do you think?
I
For
almost
Tia.
fell asleep. Tia was talking.
Oh.
I think the takeaway from here is, if you care, go all the way with it. Like, if you care, go all the way with it on a local level, federal level. Get as much knowledge as you can about the policies and vote with you and your community's best interests. If you care. If you don't care, then find some other way to live outside the rules, but school other people on how you're doing it as well, because some people are gonna convert to not caring too. Because I don't know. I feel like we have a voice to a certain degree, but the politics of yesterday is not the politics of today, and we all have to evolve and find some type of way to work within it, make it better if we can. Until we figure out we're all in the matrix and we're all in pods, and we're gonna wake up and and realize none of this shit matters.
We're all in the Black Mirror episode.
Yeah. Hit the nail on the head there.
Hopefully not season 5. That was a shitty season.
Worse than the other season?
Oh my God, yeah. It wasn't even about technology.
What was it about? I can't remember season 5.
There was only one, the first episode. No, I guess the first and the third. One of them was about old filming. The last one was about this angel trying to convince this girl to kill these people, and it had absolutely nothing to do with technology. So.
Oh shit! I gotta rewatch it. I don't remember.
No, you don't.
Don't waste your time.
That's the absolute last thing you need to do. Start something new, like Invincible.
Not an ad.
Or upload.
Hey y'all, so let's realize we haven't done like this in a while, like a little section where we talk about putting you on to something, whether it's a show, a movie, an artist, or a movement, anything. So for me, I've wanted to bring it back because I just kind of started recently listening to a new artist. Well, not all that new, but for those of you who don't know, most of y'all probably know him as T.I.'s son, not King, but Damani.
Is there another son?
Yeah, he has like 7 kids. No, but Damani's is Damani Harris. So Damani is T.I.'s son, and he's got a lot of I just randomly started seeing him on my TikTok For You page. I don't know how the algorithm does that stuff, but just be him, these videos of him freestyling or like recording his songs, and he actually got a really dope vibe. Like, we always shit on these like younger artists, but he's one who's like,
actually talking about something.
Yeah, he got some substance. He's mostly compared to J. Cole. He gets that a lot. Which I can see. J. Cole, a little Andre 3000.
J. Cole, I think, is on tour with Drake right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those small sounds.
You see my nose flaring?
Yeah, but there's a song in particular I really like of his called Henny and something. Wait, hold on. I guess I just had to pull it up. Sorry. Henny and Crystals.
You want to send it to...
I can do that, I guess. Oh yeah,
that definitely sounds like you chilling with some earthy chick.
Yeah, he definitely gives you like conscious. But I like the fact that he's trying. But what I really like about him is the fact that he's trying to stand on his own. He don't really use the T.I. card like T.I. my dad. T.I.'s my dad card because that really doesn't work in rap. To be honest with you, Nepo babies.
That DOA.
You know, it's very hard. Most people ain't gonna take a rapper's kid seriously, but his sound is completely different from his father. He's not on that like Atlanta, what you would think of like the Atlanta kind of trap sound. So he's a dope artist. He got some substance. So if you wanted like a younger, newer artist to check out, I think you should check out Dummies. He's good. His other son's good also, but he's not really rap. He's more of like a country rock, bluesy kind of guy. His oldest son Messiah, he also does music.
These are the sons that didn't grow up at grandma's house.
Yeah, right.
they did not stand on business.
Right. But he does. He's
not now.
I think his artist name is Buddy Red. But he,
but
he plays. He's really good on the guitar. I think I think both of his sons, they talented in their own right. I haven't really listened to as much of his stuff as Dummies. But yeah, check out if there's a song I would recommend, Henny and Crystals by Dummies.
Henny and Crystals.
All right. Anyone else have any put you ons?
That Snoop Dogg movie was kind of cool. It's going to be
I heard it was pretty good.
Black classics. When you get older, when your children get older, someone's going to put.
It's on Amazon.
You're not black if you didn't see this movie.
Oh right, okay.
One of those. It's called The Underdogs on Amazon.
I don't know. I've been meaning to watch that.
Lots of cussing. Just gonna let you know, a lot of cussing.
Will Joe Biden say it to me? You ain't black if you ain't seen that.
Yeah. He'll say it for less.
Bet.
You haven't seen Underdogs.
You ain't black. All right, DJ Vlogs.
No, I don't really have anything. I haven't watched anything new. I'm on like older shows, like trying to watch older shows. And what has happened? What the hell was that?
He was about to play some. Yeah, some Jasmine songs.
It was
I bust your windows out your car.
Oh, so is that the sample for that?
You can send the song.
What? Yeah.
I guess I've never done it. I'm so.
People said, "Can you sing a song?"
I don't really have anything new. I just like that new Ice Spice song. That's not bad.
That beat is hard.
Yeah.
You ain't even the shit.
Baseline. That Baltimore.
You think you shit?
You ain't even a fart.
Oh, dude.
And to swing it back to messy shit a little bit, allegedly saying that little line is allegedly is a shot at Lotto. There's allegedly a beef brewing between Ice Spice and Lotto.
Oh, why?
The whites are fighting.
Look at the whites are
fighting. Just rap.
Oh my God! Just rap and shake your ass. That's that's all we care about. And that's the one thing about that chick. I can't imagine anybody seeing her live. Like, she sounds terrible live.
You talking about Ice Spice?
Yeah, and then on top of that, you'll see, it's literally rap two sentences, shake your ass. Rap two sentences, shake your ass.
She went on. She just went viral on Twitter because of that. Because I got somebody more or less said she has no stage presence.
No, it's ridiculous.
And then I guess she didn't like that. She retweeted the fan was on some this you kind of thing, and it didn't really hit. So
she's like the rap version of Summer Walker when she first came out.
Oh, who's still not attractive?
Yeah, she's cute.
She's like the Mortal Kombat movie of rap.
What?
Wow.
Well, because if you've ever seen the Mortal Kombat movie, someone fights, Raiden talks. Someone fights, Raiden talks. Someone fights, Raiden talks. That was the entire movie. So that's what I compare her stage performance to. Have you seen Mortal Kombat the movie? Melodies. Do you know what Mortal Kombat is?
Wow, don't disrespect.
All right. Just answer the question.
All
need to be attacked.
All right. Wrap this up.
Well, I gotta.
Mortal Kombat. Oh, they're gonna play the song?
Yeah.
I also got a couple rapid fire put me on I'm one
list over here.
Of course he does.
No. I keep a list of music to listen to. I'm not gonna say this whole list, but it's just so I can keep track of mostly new artists because contrary to popular belief, R&B isn't dead. So
Facts.
As far as put me on super quick, I would say there's a kid out there named Lex Aura. However you say his last name. Victor Ray is dope. Asia Marie is super dope.
I've been seeing a lot of her stuff.
Sampha put out some new music. Y'all might know him as the random nigga that did interludes on Drake's album Bingo Card. But no, like his albums, his
That's
music,
7 times.
his music is super dope. Connor Price is dope, and on and on. So R&B isn't dead.
There we go.
Wow, so you
R&B for life.
you pretty much building up your Beat It Up mix, huh?
Valentine's
Of course.
Day.
Valentine's Day. That's right.
Oh Lord in heaven. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, speaking of Valentine's Day, we're going to go ahead and exit out on this Henny and Crystals.
Yo, hell yeah. Let me get them crystals.
Hey, yo, the earthy chicks are mad underrated. Can't even lie.
I like an earthy chick.
Same.
I mean, I zone out most of the time.
Yeah, she like Henny and Crystals.
I'll do it in what I want.
Her skin shine like the disco.
What? This is fun.
Get tangled up in her hair. Yeah, she
What
like
qualifies
Henny
as
and
that?
Crystal. The crystal, the way
She drinks Henny and does crystals.
shine like the disco.
I would, the stereotype is like that Erica Badu kind of vibe.
What's your name? What's your sign? What's your moon, your sun, your rise? What's your lies? What's your truth? What's that tattoo on your thigh? What's your occupation? You get off at 9.
They're usually vegan or plant-based diet.
Mad vegan or pescatarian.
Yeah,
Let me
pescatarian.
tell you about you. Right now you acting
So
shy, but I get it
that
up.
was Henny and Crystals by, is that Domani?
Damani. With Damani Harris. That's with Damani. I think it's pronounced
That shit
Damani.
is fly.
So, yeah.
That shit is dope. Alright. Well,
Wait, who did that song? Damani.
T.I. Ain't about the money. Oh, that's all right. Ain't about the money.
The song you were singing. Who did that?
Oh, T.I.
that's T.I.
T.I.
If it
did
ain't
that?
about
Ain't
the
about the
money.
money, but the way you pronounce it almost sounds like the way you say the son's name.
Oh, okay. So T.I. did that song.
Well,
Let's leave
sweet.
it to T.I., okay.
Oh,
wow. And on that note.
I had a good time.
On the note of the rub and
I
tug,
discovered a lot about myself.
and on the note of the rub and tug, we hope y'all enjoyed this episode.
My coach touched me just like you did.
Oh, Lord. Oh.
Reverend Washington, how could you?
In this episode,
Yeah, let's end it now, please.
Cancel.
We
How
out.
did we even get here?
You started in.
Some politics.
You started in.
We always gonna find a way to end it on some weird
You
shit.
started in.
hey,
Cancelable shit.
Canceled.
if it's not weird and potentially cancelable, then like what's the fun?
There you go.
All right. Well, anyway, we hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Again, we appreciate every single beer planner and future beer planner. Follow us at Beer Plans Podcast on Instagram, and come find us on YouTube now at Beer Plans Podcast. Until next time.
Already up to 40,000 views. It's crazy.
All in.
Chill. With the don't put out YouTube analytics.
I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm just so proud of it.
We miss you, Flash.
Wow.
Yeah, we do.
Wow.
So,
Wow. No, we missed
we
it.
held. I hope we held it down for you today, and clearly this is a topic you should.
So
We anxiously wait for you to listen to.
He's gonna yell at a recording.
He has the ether
Yeah,
beat
we're
playing
gonna
right now while he
we're
writes.
gonna get paragraph text messages with outtakes and everything.
Oh, thank God you could turn off notifications.
Go ahead.
I be having to do that sometimes. I mean, like,
Yo,
do it not disturb.
I'll have 36 notifications, right? And I open the podcast thing, and then it goes down to 1. I'm like, what the fuck?
All right, man.
Oh man, we appreciate y'all, beer planners. Until next time.
Peace.
Peace. Wear a condom.